Hi, 4 minutes to 8 o'clock this morning. Did you rediscover some plain old text messages last night? You can let us know today, because Facebook, WhatsApp and Instagram were all down for a while, but they're back up and running again. Professor Kevin Curran is a technology expert at the University of Ulster. Good morning to you, Kevin.
Good morning, Ib.
So we had a big 6-hour outage yesterday. What happened?
It seems it was a configuration error on behalf of some employee working in one of Facebook's data centers.
What does that mean? What's a configuration error?
Well, if you think about it, every single device on the internet that we use, our phone or tablets or computers, whatever we use, every single device on the internet has to have a unique IP address. The same way that to phone someone up anywhere in the world, you have to have a unique phone number. Of course, country codes, account for that. So with the internet, if you type in one number wrong, if you're one of the engineers in a data center, even though you're controlling one of the largest sites in the world, if you type the number in wrong, then that configuration will cascade down. And literally what happened is that someone had typed in the wrong number, and then that took Facebook's servers off the air, really. And then that cascades across the internet. And I think this could have been, the problem could have been compounded by maybe engineers working remotely. And it is quite possible you have yesterday, for those hours, you have engineers locked out of a building because they are Facebook employees and they were unable to get in and possibly fix the configuration error because they had no way to access the actual server rooms, because data centers are very, very secure. So there could have been, a number of things which happened to make this incident last longer than it should have if there was workers in the actual data center.
So not as simple as turn it off, turn it on again.
No, it's not that simple. I mean, networks are very, very complex. I mean, we have 5 billion people using the internet today. And really, like I said, every device has to have a unique IP address. And really, always the weakness in networks is the humans again. It's so easy to make a mistake.
Definitely so. And it's quite surprising how much of an impact such a simple mistake could have had. I mean, is this something that happens on a smaller scale quite regularly?
I mean, it does. It happens to smaller networks all the time again, and it's happened before. We've seen most of Egypt go down once with a configuration error as well. YouTube did the same thing before. It does happen from time to time. Now, generally, some systems have more redundancy. I think this outage lasted longer because literally engineers were remotely working, and once the configuration change was made, the mistake was made at the start, they could not possibly log in again because those systems just weren't responding. So therefore, I have a feeling that there was people driving down the highway in California or whatever else, trying to get to a data center and trying desperately to configure it because they couldn't get in remotely. And again, that's probably one of the consequences of COVID again, that it works a lot of the time, but when something doesn't work and you need access to physical servers, to physical switches, to cables, then that is your problem, because then remote access doesn't work.
Yeah, as my mum always says, technology is great when it works. Professor Kevin Curran, thanks very much for that. Tech expert at the University of Ulster. So in a statement early this morning, Facebook said that the faulty configuration was resolved, and it also added no evidence that any user data was compromised as a result of the downtime. So there you have it. Some of you already getting in touch with us this morning in relation to this. We'll be talking about it again after 8 o'clock. So do let us know your thoughts, and we'll read out some of those for a bit of a laugh this morning.